When did the thirst for knowledge and for growth happen? And then why did you decide to start putting all this together on tapes and so forth for people in books and all that?
Well, it's very simple. As you mentioned, I didn't graduate from high school, and so I started off poor, working at laboring jobs for several years, working in construction, always broke, driving an old car, sometimes even living in the car. And one day I began asking, why is it that some people are more successful than others? Now, I learned later in life that every so often a question or a quote or something will hit you, and it will actually knock you into a different direction. And this knocked me into a different direction. And so I just began asking, why is it that some people make so much more money or live in better homes or are wealthy and have nice cars? Because I saw people around me who didn't seem to be much more talented than me or smarter or better in any way. And as I began seeking the answers, I found them. Now, the next thing I did is I did what I found. I still remember coming across that idea, successful people have written goals. So I wrote down a series of goals on a piece of scrap paper, that's all I had, and within 30 days my life changed. And I looked at that scrap of paper and almost all the goals had been achieved. I hadn't even thought about them, but my whole life began to change, almost like you were driving in bump cars, right. And suddenly you start getting bumped from all directions, and all the bumping moves you towards your goals. And I began to get results that were absolutely phenomenal. I went from literally from rags to non-rags. I went from literally living in a boarding house to a rented apartment, and then to an apartment loaded with furniture and nice clothes and cars and restaurants. And I couldn't believe it. And I looked at people on both sides of me who were doing the same old things, getting no results. So I became so excited about this. Wow, if I can find out how to succeed in a particular area and do it, then I can shorten the amount of time it takes me. Now I have more than 300 audio and video learning programs in 22 languages on something like 30 different subjects that are used in corporations all over the world for training in leadership, management, sales, personal development, success, time management, goals. But they all came from this hunger to learn this material and then to share it with other people.